All right, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us on today's midweek media availability. We're here with head coach Luchi Gonzalez. So let's go straight to questions, and we'll take a first one from Marco Yukolovich.
Good afternoon, Luchi. Thanks for taking some time to talk to us. St. Louis coming up is looking to be the first MLS expansion team to start 4-0. So, what do you see in this team that can give you guys problems, and how do you got to try to not be that team that happens for you? You guys are the team on the losing end of the 4-0 start. Thank you.
Hi, Marco. Um, yeah, it's obviously the spoiler role that we have next, based on it seems all the excitement that there is for St. Louis's start in the league, and then the city of St. Louis. So credit to them. It's a hard-working team. They have a team spirit with energy. They get pressure on the ball. They attack vertically with quick passing combinations and energy. They're dangerous in set pieces. So, credit to them. They've earned this position that they're in, and we're going to recognize that, and we're going to need to prepare well this week for that. In an environment as well in St. Louis with a new stadium and a new fan base. So it's exciting for us. It's a great pleasure to now go to this new city. Not new, it's a historical city in terms of the game, but new in terms of the league. And do our thing, do things the San Jose way, and obviously adapt to the intensity of what that game will be and the challenge that will be. But I'm also very confident in how we're working and be ready for this opportunity.
Next up, Robert Jonas.
Thank you, and thank you, Coach. I have a couple of logistics questions first, and then a question more about the game ahead this weekend. Number one, Jamir Montero got the red card at the end of the game. Are there been plans, or has there been action to potentially have the league review that decision? And then the second logistics question relates to injury updates. Nico Shakaris, Danielle, and the others that are still on the injury list. Hoping you give us some updates.
Sure. So look, as of now, Mito's red card is standing. I know the league will do a final review today. It's not ideal to be missing a player of that talent and who's a great threat in the attack and works hard in the press. So, if that stands, obviously we will miss him. I'm proud of our group, though, to show fight and togetherness and to get each other's back at the end of the game. It's just unfortunate that there's a few things that the refs deemed as crossing the line and different cards were given. And so we're still trying to get some clarity on it so that we can learn from it and move forward. But, in terms of injury, Nico is just, progressing well. But, no, he will not be available for this weekend, as well as Judson, who's also progressing well but not available yet. And then Daniel is recovering from a quad, a very mild quad strain, but it is there in terms of his distribution. It bothers him, but he can do a lot of actions as a goalkeeper. And so we're trying to progress him, but also have him be available to compete for the team if called upon. So those are the updates that I have for now.
And then for guys that are available, we got to see Carlos Acapulco make his first start of the season and really get a lot of time on the field after his excellent substitution performance the week before. What does having him in the starting lineup and being able to play him from the beginning allow you in terms of game planning to do, and how do you hope that'll help you this weekend against St. Louis?
Yeah, it's another good option to now have that has experience playing in Spain and for his country. He's building his fitness, his confidence. He's adjusting to the league. I thought he had a positive game starting, giving us energy to get forward and support the attack, but also show physicality and discipline and defending, protecting our line and protecting in behind and defending. So, again, another piece we can count on in our back line wide. and then it's pleasure whether he can come off the bench and come into the game or start. I think he can do both. Paul as well. Paul shows versatility right and left side. Paul has a lot of experience on either side, which can help in terms of defending a game or pushing a game offensively. And then, Miguel continuing to adapt to our league on the left side. So it's showing some good versatility and depth and competition in those spots that I think are going to help us keep trying to progress.
Thank you, Luchi. Let's now take a question from Jamin Moore.
Hi, Luchi. Thanks for taking the time with us today. In terms of if Miro's red card stands, and assuming it is, what are you looking for in terms of competition for that particular spot in the starting lineup? Is this an opportunity to take a look at a Tommy Thompson potentially coming back into a central midfield role? Although Baldissimo, I presume, is in the mix. How do you approach that situation given the injuries that you have as well? Thank you.
Yeah, there's guys that have been working hard. Obviously, with Nico's injury, he's not available in that competition yet. But guys like you mentioned, Tommy, Baldissimo, Jack Scahan, who all have qualities that can be effective in the midfield for different reasons, and so we're analyzing that and we're creating that competition now, and we'll build towards a plan for the weekend in terms of those options in the midfield and our potential formation, how we want to build up and how we want to get pressure on the ball, recognizing where St. Louis is a very intense team, a physical team, and they're aggressive. So we want to start in a way that we can play with our identity, but also show our intensity and our physicality, and also finish in that way. So yeah, we'll go through this week with that process.
Next up, Fabian Brenkel.
Thanks, Luchi. Another question about Miro's absence. A nice little, thought about possibly Benji Kikanovic playing second striker because he played that out in Reno. Is a formation change a possibility for this upcoming weekend game? Thank you.
Can you repeat that?
With Miro's absence, Benji Kikanovic played a second striker in Reno when he was with them. Is a formation change a possibility? And more specifically, could we ever see Benji in that role again? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, those are two different profiles of players in two different systems. So we definitely like to think about other ways to do things within keeping our same priorities with and without the ball, and considering the opposition. So, I would say anything is possible. We want to be consistent in a lot of the things that we're working on in our identity and how we play the game. But we also want to recognize what versatility we have and how each game we have to be ready to approach slightly differently, especially if a player, really good player for us like Mito is not available. So yeah, that's something that we'll continue to analyze, but I can't give too much insight because it's really early in the week and we won't show our lineup or potential solutions until it's the right moment.
Thank you, Luchi. Let's now take a question in Spanish from Max Cordaro.
Profesor, ¿cómo está? Por acá, Maximiliano Cordaro, le mando un fuerte abrazo. Generalmente los primeros partidos de la temporada es donde los equipos realmente comienzan a entrar en ritmo de juego, a absorber la idea que quiere el entrenador, y precisamente sobre eso quiero saber, Luchi, a qué punto sientes tú que está el equipo en lo físico y en la idea de juego en base a lo que tú quieres, y también qué tipo de partido sientes que tienen que hacer en una cancha tan complicada y con todo el contexto que trae St. Louis, con todo lo que están viviendo. Gracias.
Hola, Max. Sí, bueno, primero es reconocer que St. Louis juega con mucha intensidad, con mucha colectividad en la manera que presionan, en la manera que defienden, en la manera que atacan. Juega en un fútbol muy grupal, y es identificar eso y saber que este partido va a ser muy, muy difícil. Y también saber nosotros cómo podemos nosotros tener nuestra propia intensidad, agresividad y manera de romper líneas con la pelota, seguir creando oportunidades de ataque y crear oportunidades de gol y tener nuestra estructura para organizarnos defensivamente y tener los tiempos de presionar juntos para ganar la pelota y crear una transición ofensiva. Y cuando la presión nos rompe, tener esa mentalidad, ese ciclo mental de bajar y ponernos compactos detrás de la pelota y buscar de nuevo los momentos para poner una presión. O sea que son cosas que vamos a seguir trabajando en lo nuestro, pero reconocer que St. Louis está haciendo cosas muy positivas en la liga y saber que va a ser muy difícil este próximo obstáculo, pero tenemos el equipo y estamos trabajando de una manera para hacer lo nuestro. Faltando a Jamiro Montero no es ideal, es un jugador que ha sido muy importante para nosotros y va a seguir siendo importante para nosotros, pero es adaptar y enseñar que tenemos profundidad en el roster para subir el nivel y el próximo jugador listo para completar el objetivo.
All right, thank you, Luchi. Thank you, everyone, for your questions. We'll be having Carlos Acapo join us shortly.
Thank you. Take care, guys.